I'm Danny Ellis.
And I'm Claire Carew.
And it's 7 o'clock, November 20th. It's time for the news. Welcome back. Claire, we've got a special guest tonight.
We do.
We've tried to keep it a secret. Let's see if we can keep it a secret for just a few more minutes.
Okay, just a little longer.
Just a little longer. But
he's here.
But he is, and it's going to be a good show. I can't wait to get started. But we've got some news to cover. It's going to be a busy next few weeks. So,
yes.
The Bazaar.
The Bazaar. The Bazaar is December the 4th. It's right after Mass. We will have it here at the Parish Life Center this year. We're used to having it at the gym. Mm-hmm. But this year we're going to host it at the Parish Life Center. There's going to be a barbecue meal, games, a silent auction. There's tons. Something new this year. Okay. They're going to do a little Merry Christmas girls pageant.
Really?
That'll be on December the 3rd. But just something a little extra this year.
Okay.
Gonna try something new.
Okay. Speaking of the Bazaar, take a look at this.
Hi, my name is Allison Swann. I'm the chairperson for this year's 2022 St. Paul's Catholic School Christmas Bazaar. We're here at St. Paul's Catholic School to talk to Principal Steimel. One of the main reasons that we are fundraising this year is to put in a new speaker system at the school.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Steimel and I'm the principal at St. Paul's School. And as Allison mentioned, we are here to discuss our new speaker system that we are looking to use at our school. And the Bazaar is going to help hopefully fund that new speaker system. So let's take a look. This is our current speaker system that we are using right now. As you can see, it is just a wireless VTech system. We have this one in the secretary's office and one in my office, and it's an overhead speaker system that we use for dismissal purposes. We use it for announcements, emergency drills. Currently, our system is very inconsistent. Sometimes the teachers can hear us in their rooms, sometimes they can't. A lot of times we will call them and we can't hear what they are saying, so we have to say, pick up your phone and give us a call or send us a message. It's very inconsistent, and we use it for a lot of our emergency drills. So if we were in need of, if we had a fire or a tornado drill or an intruder drill, that is the way that we get the message to all of the classrooms about emergencies. And so it really is a big need for our school. This system is currently like 15 plus years old. And so it's just not up to par with the school communication standards that we need to be. And so we are hoping with these new donations and speaker sponsors that we will be able to bring our system up to date for our school communication needs.
Here we are at the Parish Life Center, where in just a few short weeks, we will be live in person for the 2022 Christmas Bazaar. In our classroom is where we're gonna have Kittyland, which will house crafts, letters to Santa, face painting, games, and more. To purchase an armband will be $10, but it's unlimited play throughout the 2.5 hours of the Bazaar. Here in the main Parish Life Center, we will have the silent auction on these walls. And then on this wall, we will have the candy booth, the bakery booth, the religion booth, and the school booth. We will have our meal that the nights are smoking Boston butts will be served through here, and then through the middle will be all the tables where we will be able to eat and gather and have fellowship. The nights are smoking Boston butts, and community sponsors have provided all of the sides for us.
We have been so blessed with all of the past year's Bazaar donations because it has really helped fund our school and give things that we've needed for our students and for our school. And we are really hoping that this year's event is just as successful. And we are so thankful for all of those supporters that support St. Paul School and Catholic education.
We really hope to see you all there at our in-person event on December 4th at the Family Life Center.
How about that?
That was great.
That was really good.
That was
really
fantastic.
good. That was really good.
Yeah.
Well, Claire, when we return, we'll have our special guest on right after this.
It is here where you'll find the best marriage counselor, greatest healer, wisest teacher, and closest friend. It's a place where you'll escape the chaos of the world and find the lasting peace that only comes from God. Jesus is personally waiting to embrace you now with his divine mercy and healing love. Jesus is calling you home to his sacred heart today.
I need your mercy. I need a Savior.
Welcome back. All right, Claire, let's let the cat out of the bag.
All right, the time has come.
That's right.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay.
You want to introduce the most reverend, or would you like for me to do it?
Go for it, Danny. I know you've got it. You can do it.
I'll try.
You can do it.
All right, parishioners, viewers, the most reverend, Bishop Anthony Taylor. Taylor, thank you for being with us tonight.
Oh, it's great. I've been looking forward to it.
Oh, we have to. Welcome to St. Paul's. Welcome to Unity News. Welcome to Pocahontas. It's good to have you.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to confirming 11 of your kids here a little bit later today.
Well, that's going to be great. Let's get started. Recently, an Arkansas priest was ordained bishop. Can you recall and can you share with us when you received the call? You were from Oklahoma, I believe.
Right.
Is that correct? And you are going to be the Bishop of Little Rock's diocese.
It was a huge surprise, I have to tell you. I had no idea that I was even under consideration to become a bishop because I didn't have any of the qualifications.
Really?
I was not a Monsignor. I was not a consultor. I was not a canon lawyer. I don't play golf. I don't drink scotch. And all of the investigations that led to the decision to name me Bishop of Little Rock were conducted behind my back, and I had no inkling that I was under consideration, so it was a huge surprise. And the way it planned out was like this. This was March 18th, which that year was Monday of Holy Week. In Oklahoma City, just like here in Little Rock, we have a day of recollection and then the Chrism Mass. And so, and prior to that was a personnel board meeting, and I was the chair of the personnel board. Okay, and that's important because as it turns out, that's going to be the most useless personnel board meeting because now my parish was going to come open, and of course I wasn't going to be able to say anything about that at that point. But anyway, here I am driving from my parish, which was on the south side of Oklahoma City, a really large parish. We had 9 masses on the weekend, 7 in Spanish, 1 English, 1 bilingual. So I was driving from there to the cathedral, and I got a phone call on my cell phone, and I foolishly answered it, and on it the voice said, "Hello, this is Archbishop Sambi." And I did not know who Archbishop Sambi was. He had to clarify that he was the papal nuncio. So I did not even know the name of the papal nuncio.
Oh, wow.
And so he called and he said, the Holy Father has chosen you to be the next bishop of the Diocese of Little Rock. What do you say? And I said, oh my gosh.
Is this a crank call or?
He had an Italian accent, so he did that part of it anyway.
But so that it was not a crank call.
So he said, what do you say? And I said, my gosh, and then he said, well, you need more than that. And so I said, well, I've always tried to do whatever the church has asked of me. And so if this is what the Holy Father is asking of me, I'll do whatever. So I'm not one of these people that had to go and pray about it and just make a decision. If the Lord calls me, then I'm ready to respond. And then of course, you're sworn to secrecy. This was March 18th, and he told me that the announcement was going to be on April 10th, which was like that was the year that Pope Benedict visited the United States. You might remember that.
I do.
It was in 2008. And so that was 4 days, then my announcement was 4 days before the Pope arrived. And so anyway, so the Archbishop Sabri reminded me that I couldn't tell anyone, couldn't act any different, couldn't order stationery with the new, anything like that. I could go tell my confessor, and so I went to confession the next day, actually a week later. And I said, well, can I tell my parents? And he said, well, yes, if they will keep the secret. So of course, I went to my hometown in northern Oklahoma, Ponca City, and I told them then after my brothers had all left. And it was the funniest thing watching my mother try to keep a secret for the next few weeks. But anyway, I was on my way to all that happened on the way to the personnel board meeting, which preceded the day of recollection, which preceded the Chrism Mass, all that one day. And I arrived 40 minutes late for the personnel board meeting. And I'm a person who always arrives early to everything. You saw that I arrived here.
You were already on the set today for the show.
Yeah.
First guest ever. Usually everyone's just terrified. They just counting the seconds, so they got to come on the air. So.
I always come early to things.
That was great.
And so, but I was 40 minutes late for the personnel board meeting. Of course, Archbishop Beltran, who's Archbishop in Oklahoma City at that time, he knew what was going on. And so he told me that I could go back to my rectory, and I had forgotten my alb, and so go get that. Anyway, that Chrism Mass was the most moving Chrism Mass for me, because now I knew that in 1 year's time, I would be receiving the promises of the priests of Little Rock. So, of course, at that time, it was a secret song. The promises to, in Oklahoma City. But anyway, that's kind of how it played out.
We know about keeping secrets, because we try to keep secrets of who was going to be the special guest for our November episode.
Yeah.
So it is kind of tough. And it's we were at a meeting, and I had Father knew, of course, Father Elser, and I lean over and say, did he get the message? Is he going to be here at 4? So we're trying to have communications so that people would know what we're talking about, but yet try to keep, because there was a lot of logistics, like getting everything set up and everything. So it is tough.
And then once it was announced, then it was set the time for me to come to Little Rock to become bishop, which was June 5th.
Right.
And so between April 10th and June 5th, I had to tie everything up. I was working on the cause of canonization for Blessed Stanley Rother, went down to Guatemala, did a bunch of interviews. And so there's a bunch of things that had to be done in order to tie up loose ends in Oklahoma City before I came here.
Father Elser, what were you doing at this time when he was trying to keep the secret? And you were not even, were you in the seminary at that time? Or?
I went to Bishop Taylor's Episcopal ordination, and I was entering my senior year of high school.
Oh.
That was happening. So that was in the summer of 2008.
And weren't you involved with the Friends of Bishop Taylor website?
Yes, I was. I was very happy that Bishop Taylor came to Little Rock, and this is back when Facebook really was kind of taking off the ground. And this is back when Facebook used to have these kind of clubs, and so I kind of took over this fan page for Bishop Taylor, and got a lot of followers, and kind of asked Bishop to get a Facebook page back when this was all new. And I think you were maybe one of the first bishops in the U.S. to get a Facebook page.
As far as I know, I was the first bishop.
You were the first, yeah.
And I had to join Facebook in order to see what you all were saying about me.
Which is probably why everybody joins Facebook to see what people are
saying about
you. My next question, I first had heard this, Father Elser, during COVID. We were doing a live stream, and everything was remote. and he preached one of the best sermons, and he preaches some good ones, but he gave one of the best homilies. And I went back and researched what this was about, but a 2019 Pew Research study found that only 31% of Catholics in the U.S. believe that the elements used in the Eucharist become the real body and the real blood of Christ at the Mass. How can we as a diocese work to educate and convince Catholics about the truth of the real presence?
A couple of things come right to mind. You know, I've produced a couple of messages to the whole diocese on this topic, and in getting people to think about, like, even the way they dress going to Mass. You know, if you were going to go see the president, what would you wear? Well, the silence and the preparation time before Mass, all those things point to the sacredness of what's going on, and therefore the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. Also, the diocese is establishing a shrine church at St. Edward in Little Rock, where confession and adoration will be taking place every day. And hopefully there'll be pilgrim groups that will go from various parishes, youth groups go there, and there's indulgences connected with visiting the pilgrimage site. So that's something we got planned to start from the Feast of Corpus Christi, Feast of the Body and Blood of our Lord, 2023, with a procession from the cathedral to St. Edward and getting that inaugurated. So that's another effort that we're making on diocesan level. I'm trying to encourage our priests to address this topic, and also to consider the reverence with which they do everything in Mass, the appropriateness of the songs. You know, the songs are worship of the Lord rather than religious entertainment.
Exactly.
And so, you know, just to kind of think through everything we do, and how can we tweak it so that it reinforces our awareness of whose presence we're in.
Right.
The real presence of the Lord.
Are these, you said you gave a few topics, spoke on this subject. Are they links available that we can share and put on the bottom of the screen for the broadcast? People can go and watch their homilies on this, or your studies on this.
Yeah, the videos, of course, were played in each of the parishes. There'll be another one. There'll be another one on December 3rd and 4th.
Right.
And I'm sure that it's on the diocesan website.
Okay.
I think the previous videos, recordings are on the diocesan YouTube channel.
I have those links on the bottom of the screen for people to look at, and I encourage you to go and look at what the bishop's talking about and discussing about the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist, because that's the foundation of why we do that sets us apart from our separated brethren, the Protestants, because they believe it's symbolic. I'm a convert for the Baptist tradition. I believe in the real presence.
Yeah.
Or frankly, I just wouldn't be here.
You know, during we hurt ourselves a little bit trying to be helpful during the COVID pandemic, where we live stream masses, which was the best we could do under those circumstances. But some people got to where it was, you know, when Mass in person was available again, you know, kind of we're okay with just watching it on TV. And of course, you don't even receive the Eucharist when it's on TV, and so that kind of undermined also people's awareness of the Eucharist and the focus on the Eucharist and Mass.
Okay, right.
Also, we've really encouraging parishes to make Eucharistic adoration available, and most of our parishes have responded to that. We're already doing it, many of them.
Right, right. I think we're still recovering from COVID and the effects of COVID, not just in our parish, but in society. But we're getting there, and our attendance is getting back to where it was close to pre-COVID. I believe Corning and Engelberg have already reached that level, Father, but we're just about back to where we were.
And we do a Mass count every October through the whole diocese.
We did too. Got the results last night.
And 2 years ago, we were back 60% of what we've been in 2019. Last year, we were 80% of 2019. This year, we still won't be 100%, but we're
getting there.
moving that
We're getting
direction.
there. Did you have something you wanted to ask?
No,
Okay,
no.
I thought you were trying to interrupt me.
No.
See, Angie interrupts me all the
I
time,
don't.
so.
Don't do
But you're not
that,
Angie.
Danny, I'm not
You're
Angie.
not Angie, that's right, that's right. We love Angie though, and Angie, if
We
you're
do love
watching,
Angie.
we didn't say nothing bad about Angie. Oh, we love Angie, especially when she's here, so. St. Paul's is part of the ministerial lives, and how can we do a better job as a parish and as a diocese promoting ecumenism? How did I say that? I said that wrong. How can we do a better job promoting ecumenism in the diocese and in our local parishes?
You know, one of the most effective things is working together on projects as opposed to theological discussions and trying to nail things down theologically. I just had a meeting yesterday with representatives of Interfaith Arkansas down in Little Rock, and we're working with Afghan refugees and Syrian refugees there. And the Catholic Charities, a number of the parishes, the mosque, the synagogue are all working together to help, I think it's 94 Afghan refugees and to get settled in there, and so working together on that project in an interfaith way. And of course, the recipients of the help were not Catholics, not Christians, and so that's concrete Christian service activities where you rub shoulders with these other people and experience them as persons with virtues and
Christian.
Yeah, well, they're not even, the Jews aren't Christian, but
No.
but they're got they're godly people.
Amen.
And
Right.
and so
Right.
so I don't know what there is specifically in Pocahontas, but I bet there's some people that could use some help.
Oh, definitely.
And the churches could work together to address those social needs.
Mhm. Right. And I believe, Father Elster, you're pretty active in the ministerial lines here.
Yes, I think I mentioned on a previous episode that I've tried to really engage the Ministerial Alliance kind of recently and trying to be involved with their meetings and whatnot. In fact, this November, I'm playing a part in the ecumenical community prayer service. And I also kind of recognize the different events in the parish that kind of bring in non-Catholics. So I think of like baptisms, weddings, funerals, these kind of larger family events that may bring in non-Catholics into our walls, and do my best just to be welcoming, as Bishop said, not bringing up any theological differences, but trying to be as welcoming as possible to our Protestant brothers and sisters and those of other faith communities.
Right. I'm sure they appreciate that. I do. So.
I think even the fall festival and the bazaar that we're gonna have, that brings in quite a bit of those that don't attend our church. So, yeah,
The school
enjoy
does too.
The school does.
School, yeah.
The school does,
School's about
absolutely.
35% non-Catholic, so
Okay.
there's a lot of non-Catholic families that are involved with our school.
Right.
So being open and welcoming to them as well.
Right.
So, Bishop, what do you think of Unity Days? What do you think about Unity?
I think it's very creative. Yeah, I think you're the only parish doing anything like this.
We are.
Yeah,
We are.
I think I don't know how you all came up with this idea, but why did you choose the name Unity as for the name of this?
Well,
He's gonna question you, Danny.
Oh, boy. I like the sound of it. No, I'm kidding. It promotes. We've had a unification problem in this parish, as I'm sure both of you are aware. And I want to do my part and work with everybody in this parish to heal divisions, to heal issues. And I think a lot of the problems stemmed out of not having communication. And there was a program out of the diocese that I think that you were wanting promoted. Father, what was the title of that?
Yeah, so this came from the Holy Father, the Synod on Synodality.
And our parish kind of took place in that particular synod. And one of the top results from our parish that came out of that was sort of a feeling of lack of communication among parishioners. So when I presented this to our parish pastoral council, one of the things that Danny and maybe a few others suggested was trying to do something to reach parishioners and to do something different than bulletins or announcements at Mass and things like that. So just something different to kind of get the word out on things happening. So that's kind of where we use this as a way to kind of solve the communication, or at least help with the communication issues that kind of came forth from the Synod findings.
We developed this. It's turned out to be a big success. The Arkansas Catholic did an article on us, and you've come on the show, so we're really pleased that happened, and our viewership's good. So we're going to continue this as long as it's needed.
Well, unity is so fundamental to Jesus' message. He prays that they may be one, and you look at his 12 apostles, and what a diverse group of people. But he formed them as one, and it's the church is founded on that unity, which is not the same thing as uniformity.
Right.
And it's on those 12 apostles that Jesus founded the church, and they're very diverse.
Right.
They're all one.
Right. That's what it's all about. Being a light in the darkness for people, bringing people and pointing them to Christ. Claire, did you have anything you wanted to bring up?
You know what? I do.
Okay.
I have a question for you, Bishop. Here we have been so blessed with the best with Father Elser.
Amen.
Today, like I said, he was playing football during PE with some of our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. Can you tell what do you have in store for Father Elser?
I have no plan.
You have no plan. We get to keep him?
We get to keep him.
Well, until the time comes for me to go somewhere else.
Okay. All right. Well,
there's so many things that can that enter into clergy changes, including retirements and deaths and illnesses and new ordinations and the needs of a particular parish, and so it's like conducting an orchestra.
Right. I feel like here though we were in need of some priest to come in, and Father Elser has just been quite the blessing for us, for all 3 parishes.
I knew he would be.
Yes, and you did fantastic. That was a great pick. He's great. He's become family really with a lot of us. So, if you could just let him stick around.
Let him stay here.
Just stay.
Maybe we can do it in my house.
We're really.
We don't have any plans.
Okay, I like it.
Good.
Did you hear that, Father Elser?
Yeah,
You're stuck.
What is it? No news is good news.
You're
no
stuck.
plans are good plans.
You're stuck for a little
Yeah.
longer.
Right. There's more to do.
There's so much more to do. I feel like we're just starting. Like you said, I feel like we're still recovering after COVID. And so I think that we're headed in the right direction.
I'm real proud of your parish.
Thank you.
You got the school, and that's not easy. And
The school seems to really be growing. Wouldn't you say, Father Elser?
Yes. When I first got here, I think we had around 100 students or so, and I was told if we hit 100 that we're doing pretty good. I think this year we have 145, so we've past 3 or 4 years we've really grown, and very grateful for that. And of course, we've got this new building that took a couple of years to much longer than I've been here. I know y'all started on this many years before the plans and the fundraising and everything, but a lot of good things have happened here so far. But like you said, still a lot to do.
And there's so much talent in this parish. I mean, there's nothing it seems like the Santa Claus can do because someone knows how to do it. So we're blessed in that capacity as well. When Father Elser came to us, he was 28 years old. Any plans to get this man some help? I mean, he's got 2, 3 parishes in his school. Like I said, he's very gifted. He's very talented. But he could use some help. His last interview with us, he was listening. He gave that form that we put it up on the screen about all the things a priest is. And I think it woke a lot of people up, realize everything you've got to do.
But he's got a whole church full of people here in Pocahontas to help him.
That's true.
Oh yeah, we do.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So what he's saying saying is, no, he's not sending anyone, that we're gonna take care of it.
Okay.
Father Elsa, right?
Father Elsa, I tried.
That's right, yeah,
I tried. I tried.
Okay, whatever you need, we've got you.
All right.
That's right. We're gonna take care of this man. He's taking care of us.
Yeah.
We're gonna take care of him. What are some future upcoming events with the diocese that are coming up?
I referred to the inauguration of the shrine for
Yes.
of Divine Mercy. That'll be in 2023 in like June 11th, whatever the day is. Let me do that for that. Between now and then, well, we're going to have Thanksgiving, and then we're going to have Christmas.
Right.
And then we'll have my long-awaited CASA recording.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Right now, we're on the Dawson level, the Presbyteral Council is going through all the different themes that came up in the Synod on synodality in each of our meetings. We'll be meeting tomorrow to do another themes. There were like 11 themes that to see what we can do. Okay, here's what our people are saying. Okay, well, is there something we can do to address that concern or make some improvement on that, or is this something that is just kind of out of our hands?
Right.
To going through the synodality month by month, and trying to get parishes also to take a look at themselves in terms of these themes. And okay, well, what do we need to do in the parish? Now, on December 3rd and 4th, there'll be a recorded message from me introducing also my response to the Synod. And there'll be we're printing a booklet with my response to the various areas. Whenever we have a Synod of Bishops in Rome, they have their concluding document, which they give to the Holy Father, and then the Pope will himself issue his own response to it. And it's an apostolic exhortation usually,
Right.
Applying the fruits of that Synod to giving some direction going forward. So this will be my response to the Synod here locally in Arkansas. And that will be that first weekend, second Sunday of Advent here in December.
Right.
So,
Great.
And there'll be a booklet for you all to take home and read and study, and then hopefully on the parish level to then see what we need to do based on what you see there.
Sounds like you're going to be busy.
Sounds like you're going to be busy.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it. Bishop Taylor, thank you. It's been an honor having you. We'd like to have you back sometime if that would be all right.
I'm happy to come back.
Well, I guess that's it for our Unity News episode for November. It's the holidays, and make sure you join us for our December episode. Until then, happy holidays from Unity News. God bless and goodbye.